So, welcome to the new session of Premade Pro. And as we are continuing the human physiology, the chapter was breathing and respiration, and this is the lecture number 3. We will continue from the normal exhalation, and in the last lecture, we have completed up to a normal inhalation or the inspiration. Now, we will continue from the normal exhalation. So, you guys probably have read all the lectures and have taken the notes from that, and I will continue from normal exhalation now. Okay, so what is exhalation? Exhalation means the excreting out the air from the lungs, which is mainly of carbon dioxide, and these gases are being expelled out from the lungs while we gets ready for normal inhalation after that. So write the topic as normal exhalation. Normal exhalation. Normal exhalation. Okay, so pressure in the, as from the previous lecture, we already know that pressure outside it's fixed, that is the atmospheric pressure is fixed. So in case of atmospheric, as compared is fixed as compared to the pressure in the thoracic chamber. So thoracic chamber में जो प्रेशर है उसके हिसाब से जो बाहर का प्रेशर है वो फिक्स्ड है. ठीक है, प्रेशर कंपेयर फिक्स्ड एज कंपेयर टू द प्रेशर इन द thoracic chamber. Okay, now in case I am writing pressure outside as pout is fixed. So P inside can be changed by changing the volume. By changing the volume. Okay, now volume should be less and is done by diaphragm and the external intercostal muscle. Volume should be less and can be done by. Volume should be less and can be done by the diaphragm and the external intercostal muscle. Intercostal muscle. So in the previous lecture I have also said that the volume can be changed by the diaphragm and the external intercostal muscle. Now the diaphragm is relaxed. Now after that it becomes dome shaped from flat. Okay, as it becomes the dome shaped from the flat, so what happens to then? The area gets reduced. When the area gets reduced, the pressure increases inside the thoracic chamber. As the pressure increases in the thoracic chamber, so what happens? The outside pressure gets reduced with compared to the pressure inside the thoracic chamber. So high pressure to low pressure. So the air goes from the thoracic chamber, that means from the lungs, to the atmosphere. Okay. Now volume of thoracic chamber anterorespiratory, that is anti-respiratory pressure increases. Pressure in the thoracic chamber gets increased. Now what happens? Intrapulmonary pressure gets increased. Intrapulmonary pressure increases. Okay, so intrapulmonary pressure increases. Intrapulmonary pressure increases. Now external intercostal muscle get relaxed. Now the ribs, sternum move inward and slide downwards. Okay, so now the volume of thoracic chamber, decreases. What happens? Thus dorsoventral direction, chamber direct pressure increases. जैसे थोरासिक चैम्बर का वॉल्यूम डिक्रीज होता है, प्रेशर इंक्रीज हो जाता है. प्रेशर इंक्रीज होने के बाद क्या होता है? इंट्रापल्मोनरी प्रेशर इंक्रीजेस. ओके, इंट्रापल्मोनरी प्रेशर इंक्रीज हो जाता है. नाउ वी कम टू द नेक्स्ट टॉपिक. राइट अ नोट हियर. Note, we can increase the strength of breathing, that is forceful inhalation and exhalation by using a additional set of muscle like IICM, abdominal muscle, etc. This can be made after the normal inspiration or expiration. The additional force has to be given for this phenomena. Okay, now the respiratory volumes and capacities. We have to read the respiratory volumes and the capacities because questions in every year comes from here. Okay, respiratory volume and capacities. Give a heading. Respiratory volume and capacities. Okay, now breathing rate adults 12 to 16 times per minute. 12 to 16 times per minute. Respiratory volume different volume of air that a person different volume and air that a person can inhale or exhale in different condition. Okay, it is measured in measured with the help of a device that is called the spirometer, and the test is called the spirometry. The test is called the pulmonary function test or the spirometry. Okay. So now we come to the next point. And this is the most important point. Try to remember everything I teach here in this lecture, because questions will come from here. Okay. Respiratory volumes. So I am drawing a graph. Okay. Now, what does this graph indicates? What does this graph indicates? Okay. Now, this is the normal inhalation. Let me change the color. This is the normal inhalation. This is the normal inhalation. This is the normal exhalation. Normal exhalation. Okay. Now this is IV. I had V. It will be taught later. Okay. Write the point. Point number 1. That's the tidal volume. Or TV. So what is the tidal volume? Tidal volume is the volume of air that a person normally inhales or exhales. Tidal volume is the volume of air that a normal person inhales or exhales. अब जैसे साधारण रूप पे कोई सांस लेता है या सांस छोड़ता है, तब जो एयर ले रहे हैं कोई एक्स्ट्रा प्रेशर के बिना वही है नॉर्मल इनहेलेशन और एक्सहेलेशन. ठीक है, वो भी कहला जाता है कि टाइडल वॉल्यूम. ओके. नाउ द वॉल्यूम ऑफ एयर that a person normally inhales or exhales. So the volume of air a person normally inhale or exhales, that is TV equals to 500 ml. TV 500 ml है. So here we can take a note. This is let me do it first. This is the IRV, inspiratory reserve volume. This is the TV tidal volume. This is the expiratory reserve volume, and this is the reserve volume. Okay. Now what happens? What is the, this is not given in NCERT, minute respiratory volume. Minute respiratory volume. What is the minute respiratory volume? It is the tidal volume into breathing rate. It is the tidal volume and the breathing rate is called the minute respiratory volume. Okay. So tidal volume and the breathing rate, MRV equals to, it is also said as MRV. MRV equals to, MRV क्या होता है? 500 ml into 12 to 16. That is approximately 6,000 to 8,000 ml per minute. Okay, now come to the point. Point number 2 is inspiratory reserve volume. Inspiratory reserve volume. That is IRV. इंस्पिरेटरी रिजर्व वॉल्यूम क्या है? अगर आपको टाइडल वॉल्यूम तो आप सांस छोड़ दिया, अगर चाहते हैं तो कोई प्रेशर एक्सटर्नली आप दबा के इंटरनली प्रेशर बढ़ाकर आप ज़्यादा सांस खींच भी सकते हैं अगले सांस तक. ठीक है. When we complete a tidal volume, if on the next inspiration, if we want to draw additional air, we can do that also. That is called the inspiratory reserve volume. Okay. After tidal volume, if we try to after the tidal volume, if we try to inhale additional volume of air by forceful inhalation. Okay, that is the IRV is now called to 2500 to 3000 ml. Okay, now in case of third, expiratory reserve volume, expiratory reserve volume ERV, expiratory reserve volume after normal exhalation, additional volume of air a person can exhale by forceful exhalation. That is ERV equals to 1000 to 1100 ml. Okay. Now next is the residual volume. That is RV. Even after forceful exhalation, some amount of air is still present in lungs. RV equals to 1100 to 1200 ml. RV equals to 1100 to 1200 ml. Okay, done. Then we come to the next note it. What we noted as residual volume is important to prevent lungs collapse. Okay, note this is a clinical feature. residual volume is important to prevent lungs collapsing. Next, a spirometer cannot measure RV. Spirometer cannot measure residual volume and all other capacities with RV. Okay, now we come to the respiratory capacities. What is the respiratory capacities? Respiratory capacities. Okay, the first one is inspiratory capacity. Inspiratory capacities, IC. After normal exhalation, the total amount of a person can inhale, that is IC equals to RV plus the tidal volume. Okay, IC क्या है? IRV plus the tidal volume. So in case this is the air, okay, this is the IV and this is the tidal volume. This is the tidal volume and this is the IRV. So this is IC. Okay. Now is expiratory capacity, EC. After normal inhalation, total amount of air a person can exhale. Total amount of air a person can exhale out. This is tidal volume and this is expiratory reserve volume. Both consist of RC. So TV plus ERV equals to respiratory capacity. Expiratory capacity. Okay, this is normal inhalation. Okay, this is the normal inhalation. Now we come to the next. The star concept. You can write it as star concept. Star concept. What is star concept? So let it be a lungs. So TV TV plus ERV plus RV. TV ERV by RV, and here TV ERV and RV. Forceful exhalation. Now is the residual volume in the lungs. This residual volume is always present in the lungs. Okay, here TV plus ERV out. Now after that, normal inhalation. In normal inhalation, this is the lungs. Tidal volume plus expiratory reserve volume plus RV. Tidal volume, expiratory reserve volume and RV. Okay. Now we comes to the functional residual capacity, FRC. After normal exhalation, the amount of air present in the lungs, FRC equals to, therefore FRC equals to ERV plus RV. FRC equals to ERV plus RV. Okay, now is the vital capacity. VC. The total amount of air a person can exhale after forceful inhalation, or the total amount of air a person can inhale after forceful exhalation. VC equals to IRV plus TV plus ERV. Now the next, total lung capacity. Total lungs capacity, TLC. The total amount of air present in the lungs after forceful inhalation, that is TLC equals to TV plus IRV plus ERV plus RV. It approximately 6000 ml, or TLC equals to VC plus RV. same. Okay, so up to here you can memorize it, the lungs capacities, respiratory capacities, as well as the respiratory volumes. So from the next lecture I will teach the topics after that. Okay, see you next on the next video. Bye bye.